Hello, welcome to the Director's Communique, Kelly's Cut on RCSD TV. I'm Kelly Eamon with the latest top news stories, and thank you for joining us here on Treaty 4 territory. We acknowledge this as the traditional lands of the Nehiyawak, the Nakaway, the Nakota, and the homeland of the Lakota, Dakota, and Métis peoples. Treaty 4 was signed as long as the sun shines and the grass grows and the river flows.
Well, thanks very much, Kelly. Let's start by talking about changes because we all love changes. November Board of Trustees, organizational meeting, and a little bit of movement within our 7 trustees.
7 trustees, Twyla, okay. But yes, some change. Ryan Bast remains as the board chair, but we have some movements starting with the deputy chair position, which will be filled with Greg Fisher this year. That moves Vicky Bonnell and Bob Kowalchuk back to the esteemed title of trustee, joining our other trustees, Shauna Weniger, Darren Wilcox, and Rob Bresciani. And speaking of Trustee Bresciani, congratulations to Rob, who was recently inducted into the Regina Sports Hall of Fame for his contributions as an athlete in the sport of football.
Okay, well, so seven trustees got it. And congratulations to Rob. Regina Catholic Schools, as always, very busy. It's really hard to keep track of everything going on, but the past 6-7 weeks, they've been filled with learning, praying, performing in our schools and sometimes outside of the schools. A big shout out to the elementary improv teams. I love this. I was watching some of this. One of the best prompts I heard was, Labubus collect kids. Improv the scene. Labubus collect kids. But the best part is the clap that they go into it. You've done this before?
I've done this before.
They do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then they go. I love it.
High school drama and musical rehearsals are underway as well, including a very slimy production coming live from the swamp, not a literal swamp, but O'Neill High School, and they are working on their production of Shrek.
I love playing Shrek in the musical because it's maybe the only opportunity you get in life to fart and burp like 12 times on stage and everybody claps at the end. And like, it's just a dream come true. There's not a lot of things that would make me put on this much prosthetics, but I love this musical, so I'll do it for this musical.
Oh man, I'm in trouble.
I like to sing When Words Fail because you get to see the feelings of Shrek, and you see that he's not just an ugly ogre. He is mostly an ugly ogre, but he's got lots of feelings, and it lets me just be myself on stage.
Will I fail too?
I think I'm just made for this role. I really get to be the most ecstatic, just high intensity, always excited person in the whole world.
Oh, I can't do this!
Make a move. Just with how ridiculous I get to be, just like running around, dancing and stuff. Especially with the part where I'm right in Shrek's ear and whispering. It's so funny.
Oh, sorry I'm late. Welcome to Fiona, the musical. Yay, let's talk about me. Once upon a time, there was a little princess named Fiona, who lived in a kingdom far, far away.
I always wanted to be in the musicals throughout high school, but this is only my 2nd year. And I thought since I'm graduating, I'd give it a shot. And yeah. See, my favorite song to sing is This Is How a Dream Comes True, because it's quite a process trying to get me out of the tower without laughing. I always laugh so much, but you know, it's still fun.
This was always meant to be.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, from onions and ogres to offense and defense.
Yes, dragon slaying to goal scoring. Get ready for some fairy tale finishes in high school sports.
congratulations to all our sports teams wrapping up many fall sports. Elementary cross country, the top participation and placement was from École St. Pius, École St. Angela, and St. Josephat, with St. Josephat winning the overall title.
Nice.
Aerial football saw St. Kateria Ravens win the girls division and St. Pius Phoenix win the boys city championship.
The staff and students at St. Timothy's School tanned a moose hide last year with Angus. Now, that hide was recently painted by noted Indigenous artist Kevin Wessaquate, and then they presented it back to the school.
Fantastic.
So to say the big wolf, like the timber wolf, I was having a little bit of a struggle trying to figure out how to say that, and also represent your team so well, the timber wolves. So my father, who speaks 5 Indigenous languages, told me to say the proper way is Mistahi Mahiganak, which means the timber wolves, like the big wolves, like the wolf pack, right? So I tried to represent that as much as possible, and it's such a powerful thing, but a lot of people don't understand that the healing that also comes from the wolf is the ability to heal a community, to keep things regular, to keep things the same. My greater-grandfather had told us this, that if you've seen like something like a white wolf in nature, it's like a blessing. It's like seeing like a white buffalo, if you will. But it's a very strong medicine. It's a very visual sort of a medicine. But I guess with that, let's see this painting then. Here's the painting of your school. Let's lift this up here. So with this painting on the bottom, it says Mahigan and Cree syllabics there, so you could be reminded of the language with the use of syllabic. And it's written right on the bottom, and I did some wolves on the bottom. And on the top, you're gonna see a star blanket symbol. Now my home community of Piapot, I always remembered ever since I was a kid that the star blanket symbol is like a gift, like a gift to honor someone. So usually it's a community giving a blanket to an individual, whether that individual, graduates from high honors from elementary or high school or university. They're given a gift with their colors, and their colors, like my colors are blue and yellow, but your colors at this school seem to be green. So I included this color of green to this painting, and I honored your school with the star blanket symbol of green colors, and everything in there is in shades of green from the top to the bottom. And I just wanted to, honor your school from me to you as a gift, and thank you for bringing me to be a part of your school. Yeah, let's move over there. Let's go over there and show these guys.
Hey, we heard a great story about trick-or-treating on a big day, Halloween trick-or-treating. Also, Kelly's birthday, so happy belated birthday. It's a big deal. This story coming from Riffle, Kelly.
Yes, well, Twyla, not only was it my birthday on October 31st, but it was also the date of the city championship final. And so Principal Amy Sandville, realizing that many of her staff were committed to supervising that event and or coaching, created an opportunity for their staff's families to participate in trick-or-treating with the football team. So they created an opportunity for those burly football players to provide treats for some of the kiddos that were missing out that opportunity of going door to door with their families due to the city championship.
I love it. Great service project there too. Well, Kelly, we've started a little series, a video series called Faith in Action.
We sure have. We want to show those outside of Regina Catholic Schools a bit of how we apply our Catholic social justice teachings to everything that we do, including those projects that we initiate. And let's start with the preferential option for the poor. We're off to Leopoldus High School to learn more about learning behind food drives and how they support local families and how they are our faith in action.
You know what? It has been an absolutely fantastic day and a fantastic week as we kind of carry forward with our Thanksgiving food drive. It links us to our past, but also just builds so much excitement and exuberance within our building. Just the genuine sense of giving that all these kids have. And it always has amazed me throughout the years where we have students who come from homes where there is so much, and we have students that come from homes where, well, sometimes there's struggles along the way. And yet that spirit of generosity just exudes from all of them. And that's what makes a project like this so special, is it's many hands from many different homes, all contributing in a different way.
Today we were running the food drive that we do at La Boldis. So all of the different students bring their food donations to period 4 classes, and then Minga, our social justice club, comes around and collects them. It's really a selfless act, I think, for everyone here, and it helps everyone here who wants to connect to their faith in that way to think about how giving can maybe connect to their Catholic faith.
The food drive informs Catholic social justice teachings, as it really shows how we can do acts of charity, do acts of benevolence, as Jesus taught us, together as a school, as a community. And that really links to our Minga mission statement, which is initiating change in unity as a community, thriving together. And I believe that this food drive allows us to thrive together, not only as a school community, but as the City of Regina or Regina Catholic School Division.
What brings me here is my call to action. So I believe that I've been called here to help. It's so important to help people who are in need. And so I believe that my faith has put me here to lend a helping hand, show my leadership role, and to guide people to do God's work. I believe that this combines with the Catholic teaching of social justice is that God calls us to love, right? God calls us to be kind, to be generous. And I believe that what Minga is doing here is we're reaching out a hand to our community. We're fixing this gap between food insecurity, and reaching out our hand is a way to be like, hey, we're here for you. You're not alone in this, right? And so I believe that we're teaching that it's never bad to help, right? And there's never a right or wrong time to help.
A number of people have been asking in the last little while in terms of, is this just a Catholic studies project or is this a school project? And the answer, of course, is it's both. This is part of our Catholic identity. When we talk about what it means to care for each other, when we talk about what it means for every person to have dignity, we go right down to the most basic levels of what are our needs. And one of the most fundamental needs is food and food security. And so when we reach out to our fellow human beings, we recognize the dignity that is within one another. We recognize that we are all children of God and have needs. And it's our opportunity to help fill one another's needs.
La Boldis isn't the only school hosting a food drive. During October, I think we'd be hard-pressed to find a school that wasn't doing something to support others.
Absolutely. Supporting others and including others, also a very important thing. Please mark your calendars, because here at the Catholic Education Center on November 19th, we're holding an inclusion fair.
That's right. This is for students experiencing disabilities, families, and staff. Please drop in any time between 4 and 8 p.m. on Wednesday, November 19th. We will be exploring exciting opportunities and connections with community organizations who support students now and through their adulthood.
Well, I will be there. Looking forward to it. Kelly, we're about 6-7 stories in now, so I think it's time for a giveaway. I have, 6, maybe 7 speakers to give away. To win, just send us an email to events@rcsd.ca with the subject line 6-7.
Some fun facts. Did you add this section?
I might have. Just read your part.
Okay. 67 is a prime number.
That's right. And 67 to the power of 0 is 1.
Next June 7th, or 6 to 7, is a Sunday.
Acts chapter 6, verse 7 reads, "The word of God continued to spread. The number of the disciples increased greatly in Jerusalem, and the great many of the priests became obedient to the faith."
Song of Songs. Chapter 6, verse 7 reads, Your cheeks are like halves of a pomegranate behind your veil.
I like that. The things that you can find, you know? So where are we going with this? Well, I'll tell you. 67 or 67 or 67 is the word of the year, Kelly, according to dictionary.com. It's on the internet, must be true. Just trying to get in as much use of that term before it goes the way of like YOLO.
Chosen as dictionary.com's word of the year, 6-7 is a nonsensical slang term popularized by Generation Alpha, used as a social signal and interjection, reflecting the generation's unique, and I do mean unique, digital humor and linguistic creativity. We don't expect to ban the term.
I don't think so.
No.
We'll just start using it too. Well, thanks very much for hitting play on the Director's Communique, Kelly's Cut on RCSD TV. Take 2, Kelly, how was it?
Well, it was pretty good. But you know, before we leave, it would be remiss of me not to extend some congratulations to some very important people who are part of our division team, current and former. So first of all, I want to acknowledge that former director, Sean Chase, was recently acknowledged and recognized by the Saskatchewan Catholic School Boards Association with the very prestigious Julian Poslowski Merit Award. Also receiving recognition was our former religious education coordinator, Deacon Joe, who received an appreciation award at that same event. And Twyla, how about your team consisting of Teresa Ballin, Jill Herencu, Dahlia Logren, Dave Magnuson, and Maria Sainez, who were recently recognized at the CASE National Conference with a Bravo Award for excellent and outstanding work in communications, specifically for your creation of the division's emergency response guide. So
Teamwork.
Thank you for that.
Teamwork.
That was
Lots
about
of fun.
6 or 7 people, I think, that were involved in that. About
7
that.
trustees.
Yeah.
We should probably stop now.
I think we're done. Thanks for checking in this month with the Director's Communique. God bless.